Hey, welcome back to class. In today's class, we're going to be building on to what we learned in our previous lessons. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off by reviewing our previous strikes. First strikes are going to be our upward strikes, so I want you to go ahead and do upward strike number 1. See if you remember it. Should look like this. Now let's go to upward strike number 2. Give you a chance to do it before I do it. And it should look like this. And now let's do upward strike number 3. Should look like that. And let's go to downward strike number 1. Looks like this. Downward strike number 2. Just adding that outside spin. Ideally with a catch and not a miss, but you know, if you miss it, it happens. From here, let's go to sideways strike number 1. That's our over under. We reset with our third upward strike. And now let's go to sideways strike number 2. That's our under over. Bring it around the head for the reset. From here, let's do variation number 1. So that's the downward strike, followed by an over under, and then the upward 3 for the reset. Okay, now from here, let's do forward strike number 1. And we can do this on both sides, right? So this stays on one side, so make sure we switch. You can switch with a downward strike if you like. If you can, try to get that popping sound. It can be a little bit difficult, as we talked about in the last lesson. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is I'm going to call out a strike and we're gonna randomly do it. So let's go ahead and let's start off with our front strike, number 1. And we're just gonna be switching each time. However you wanna switch, I don't really care how you switch. You can switch with downward strike, you can switch with an upward strike from here. Up to you. Okay, now let's go sideways strike number 2. Upward strike number 1. Downward strike number 2. I said 2. Sideways strike number 1. Upward 1. Upward 2. Variation 1. Upward number 3. Downward 1. Down 2. Side 1. Side 2. Variation 1. Variation. Okay, and then front 1. View, switch sides. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna do spinning. So with spinning today, what we're gonna do is we're going to try to pick a point and we're gonna keep it flat with us. So let's start facing this way. So I'm gonna try to keep it going in this exact same direction and not let it move. But while I do that, I'm going to move. So I'm gonna keep it right where it is, this circle, and now I'm gonna start stepping. And now I have to adjust, right? So see how it's still in that same spot? Now I'm on the other side of it. For me, it's now an outward inside circle. Before, when I was here, now this is an inward outside circle, right? And now I'm going to walk from one side of it, and then when I get here, right, so it's this inward portion, I'm gonna do kind of like a part of a figure 8, as the chuck that I'm holding is currently on the outside of the spin, but making it so it's an inside spin, right? I'm gonna pop it to the outside, right? Or pop it to the other side. But now I'm in the same place. And I come back around. And then when I get to this portion here, same thing. As it's going away from me, I step to the other side of it. And I can go the other direction as well. So I want you to do the exact same thing. I'm gonna face this way now. And begin. All right, so pick a spot. And if you want, you can do this. And this is in, what is this? I'll slow it down so maybe you can see it. It's an inward, inside circle. And then I'm gonna bring the chuck that I'm holding. So do this along with me. Bring the chuck that you're holding to the other side of it, making it a inward, outside circle. All right, so now it's outside of my arm. From here, I'm gonna try to keep it as still as possible. Like it might cant, slant a little bit as I'm doing this, but I'm gonna try not to let it, right? The goal is to not let it do that. And then I'm gonna turn all the way around. So now I'm facing it, and it's an out, or it's an inward, no, this is outward, sorry. It's an outward inside circle. And then I'm gonna pop it out, and now it's an outward outside circle. But it's still spinning in the exact same place that it's been spinning this whole time. Right? And now I'm all the way back to the front, and now it's an inward inside circle again. Okay, understand? So let's do a few of these. I'm gonna pop it back to the other side, and I'll walk right around it. And you can go as slow as you need to be able to keep that in the same spot this whole time. You don't have to go super fast. Okay, so I've done, I think that was 3 circles. So now I'm gonna go the other direction. So I'm gonna keep spinning it the same way, but now instead of me walking this way and going in that clockwise motion, I'm now gonna go in a counterclockwise motion. Same exact thing though. And then I switch sides. This side might feel a little bit more awkward to walk to though. I'm trying to keep it so that that circle is spinning in the exact same place each time. And I'm just moving around the circle. That's all that's happening. Is that 2? Is that 2 circles? Or 2 walk-arounds? I don't know if that was 2 or not, so I'm gonna do 1 more walk-around. Okay, so now is where it's gonna get difficult. I'm gonna use my non-dominant hand. So even for me, this one might be a little janky. I might hit myself. If you hit yourself, it doesn't matter. If you start doing great and then all of a sudden now it's starting to go sideways, right? And it's bringing it all the way around, right? It's okay. Just if you need to, stop, reset, and then continue. Again, this is the more difficult thing because it's your non-dominant hand. So let's try to get that up and down. Try not to have it too sideways. Right? We want to try to get it up and down as much as possible. And let's begin. You already know what we're doing. So I'm gonna flip to this other side. Keep it here. And walk around it. Oh, it's going off to the side a little bit. Let's try to fix that before I continue. Okay, let's get it straight up and down. And back to the side. That was 1 circle. We're gonna do 3 circles around each time. Nice and slow. Don't need to go too fast. Oh, see, it's veering off that way now. Let's go ahead and see if I can fix that. I want it straight forward and backwards. There we go. So try to realize. So for me, I have these mats, these puzzle mats, and I can see the line. I'm trying to match it up so it's going with that line, and it's not this way. See how it's an angled line? I don't want that. I want it straight with that line. That's my reference point. Okay, so that's 2. So we're gonna do 1 more before I go the other direction. Should keep going with that line. Nope, it's turning. Get that control. So this is just a really good control practice drill. Can be a little bit difficult though. Okay, so that was 3. So now I'm gonna walk clockwise. So I was walking counterclockwise. I'm gonna walk clockwise now. Keeping that spin going. Trying to keep it in that same place as much as possible. Now let's turn it to the side. Let's try to fix that. There we go. Keeps wanting to point that direction some. This left side's giving me some trouble. Is that 1 circle? I think that was 1. Focus too much, I can't count how many times I walked around this thing. That's 2. No, don't point that way. Fix yourself. No, there we go. No, fix yourself. All right. Time. So that was spinning. Next thing we're gonna do variation strike number 2. One thing you'll realize about variation strikes is, well, they're kind of like sideways strikes. At least the first 3. First 3 are sideways strikes, basically. So this one, we're going to do a downward strike. And now, do you remember the second sideways strike? You should, because we reviewed it not too long ago. We're gonna do a second sideways strike. And the second sideways strike resets by going around the head. And then the same thing. Down, under, over the head. So this is our variation strike number 2. So let's go and practice it. Strike right down that center line. Notice how it's on my center line as I'm doing this. From here, because I'm not just gonna stop it and let it completely dangle, I'm going to here and then bring it over. It's gonna cause the bottom portion as it goes down and then out, and then it'll swing. Here, under, over, bring it over the head. Under, over the head. Down, under, over. Down, under, over. Now, because this is the second sideways strike, this is probably one that you might be hitting yourself with. It's okay. Down, under, over. Down, under, over. Down, under, over. Go to that solar plexus level. That's where we stop this downward strike. And then we go for the under, over. Now you want to keep that momentum. Don't just let the momentum die here and then go. Right? Keep the momentum, causes that little circle around. This kind of creates a little bit of a plus sign. If you're looking at the chuck that's swinging, it goes down and to the side. So kind of a little bit of a plus sign. To be fair though, I think all of the variation strikes, or the first 3, create that plus sign. This 4 and 5 also. they all kind of create that plus sign. Keep it going. Now, for me, I'm gonna keep going and talking. This is one of them that you have to do a percentage strike, right? So 100 in 100 seconds, or ideally, but you gotta get, I think like 96, 97. This is the hardest one for me. There's one miss, and I usually don't make the time. You can get close with one miss, but it's hard. So you kind of gotta be really consistent at this one. It takes a lot of practice. Especially when you're trying to go really fast for a long time, and 100 seconds is a long time to just keep going fast and fast and fast. Shoulders start to burn as you're doing this. Maybe your shoulders are burning already. Let's practice a few more of these. Roll out those shoulders if you need to. Now we're gonna do combinations. So combinations today, the first one is going to be variation number 2. We bring it over the head, and now from here, we're gonna let go of that bottom one, press it out, front strike, upward 3, down 1, down 1. And then we're gonna do variation 2 again. Variation 2. Over the head. Now remember, as we're going for this number 1 forward strike, since it's on my shoulder and not on my elbow, I need to allow it to slide. I want to get this straight, and once the black part gets onto my shoulder, that's when I accelerate for the front strike. And I bring it up, down 1, down 2, variation 2. Sorry, I said down 2, but it was another down 1. There's 2 down ones. Bring it over the head. Let go of the bottom one, slide it out. Sometimes it rolls down here, and that's fine too. Slide it out, pop it, up 3, and then down 1 with a catch, down 1 again. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's practice this. Let's do it together. Variation 2, over the head, let go, slide it out, strike. Forward 1, up 3, down 1, down 1. Variation 2, so under, over the head, let go of the bottom one, slide it forward, forward strike, up, down 1, down 1. Again, with the catch. Variation 2, over the head, forward 3, up, down, down. Variation 2, over, forward 1, up, 1, 1. Variation 2, over the head, forward, up, down, down. Variation 2, over the head, forward, up, down, down. 2, forward, up, down, down if we can. Try to make that pop on that forward strike. 2, forward, up, down, down. Variation. Forward, up, down, down. Variation. Forward, up, down, down. Variation. Forward, up, down, down. Go at whatever pace you need to. And ideally, you're going fast-ish without making too many mistakes. If you don't make any mistakes, I will be very impressed. But it's okay to make mistakes. ones I really want you to focus on is that forward strike, really trying to pop it out, and that variation strike number 2, as that's the technique of the day. Hopefully by now you have your downward strikes relatively well. Okay, time. The next combination that we're gonna do is gonna be relatively simple. We've done something like it before. It's gonna be 1 grip, 2 grip, and now we're gonna do an upward number 2. So before we did a grip, that was supposed to go in my hand. Before we did a grip, grip, and then an upward 1, grip, grip, upward 1. Now we're gonna go grip, grip, upward 2. So remember we have that outside circle. 1, 2, up 2, 1, 2, up 2. Remember, as we're catching that, we still want to try to get that horizontal as we're catching it. Ready? That was a simple one. Let's get it down a little bit, and then we'll try to start pushing the speed just a little bit. So gripping 1, 2, upward 2, 1, 2, upward 2, 1, 2, upward 2, 1, 2, upward 2, 1, 2. Now I realize this is probably the hard part, is catching that first grip, because it's not going completely straight. Like when we do grip, it comes at a little bit of angle because you're pulling it out. So I get that that can be a little bit tricky. So take your time at first, figure out where your hand placement needs to be because of that angle that you're pulling that first grip out at. An easy way to get around that is to do a kind of like a figure 8, but I want you to just try to pull it out and grip. Go right to the grip instead of a circle and then the grip. Okay, now let's start trying to push the pace a little bit. Grip, grip, upward 2, that was a very good one. Grip, grip, up 2, grip, grip, up 2, grip, grip, up 2. Push the pace to where you're starting to make a few mistakes, but not a whole lot, right? I said not a whole lot, Adam. Why are you missing this? What are you doing? Okay if you make some mistakes, and I want you to push the pace to where you're starting to make mistakes, right? Not that nice leisurely pace that we started off on. Push it. I'm making mistakes because I'm trying to push it. I want you to do the same thing. Faster if you can. I messed it up some too. It's all right. Time. Now we're gonna go and we're gonna move on to speed strikes. So for speed strikes today, your goal is going to be 65 within 60 seconds. Hopefully you were able to make the 60 last time. If you weren't, it's fine, but we are gonna bump that number up just a little bit, so we're gonna go for 65 in 60 seconds. I we'll be setting a timer, of course, so we know. The first one we're gonna do is just gonna be upward number 1, right? 65 and 60 seconds. Ideally more. If you get to 65 before the 60-second marker runs out, don't just stop, keep going, right? Keep going. Ready? Your mark, get set. And we're gonna do 2 sets of this, okay? Begin. Nope, wait, stop. Sorry, I pressed it, but I didn't press. Ready, begin. Try to get more than 65. Make sure you're counting each time. So really, I think the key to getting 65 of these within 60 seconds is just not missing it very much. I think you could probably miss it maybe 2-3 times and still be able to make that marker if you have a consistent pace. If you're moving really slow, like at this pace, you probably won't make it. But if you're moving at a pretty fluid pace like this, you could probably miss it 2 or 3 times. But obviously the less time you miss it, the more you're gonna get. That miss usually counts for, I don't know, 2 or 3 catches just based off that reset time. So just be aware of that. The idea of these is really to be more time. Is really to be more consistent with your catches, right? While still pushing that pace, okay? And that's what I want. I want you to be able to push your pace and still catch it, okay? We're gonna do another one. Now this time I am going to count, so I wasn't counting on the last one. I will be counting on this one. Ready, set, begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There, count 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. Okay, I got 80. Not too bad. Last time I got 87 on this, so not as good as I did last time. Also, I missed one this time. I don't know if you caught that, probably not, because you were timing yourself and working on yourself and only looking at the clock and not actually at me, and that's okay. Okay, so get your breath, shake out your arms if you need to. We're going to now go to downward strike number 1, same thing, 65 in 60 seconds. Now, I recognize that downward strike for some people, especially beginners, and this is class number 7, so it's still very much a beginner class. Downward strikes can be a little bit difficult to catch consistently, so this one might be harder. If you were able to meet that 60 and 60 last time, then you're trying to do 65 and 60 this time, okay? Ideally, that's your goal, but you have to be able to figure out the downward strikes and have them pretty consistently as well. I know that they can be a little bit difficult for people, especially as we're starting off. So I'm not gonna count the first one, I'm just gonna kind of flow through it. And ready, set, begin. Downward strike 1, 60 seconds. Work on just being as consistent as possible. I say that and I miss it, right? Perfect. It always works out like that. So when I say consistent as possible, I don't just mean catching it, I mean hand placement. Right, so the direction and angle that I'm bringing the chuck down should be the same every time. Where I put my passing hand right on the back of my tricep should be the same every time. How far away my hand is, it shouldn't be way out here or I don't catch it. It shouldn't be too close in or I'll be catching it on the white. All of those things need to be consistent in order for you to get this high catch rate and be able to beat some of these times. If we put our hands in slightly different places every time we do a downward strike, well, then we're hoping that we catch it every time, but there's no guaranteed time. If we are consistent, we're always putting our hands in the same spot, we're always going down at the same angle, then chances are we're gonna catch it almost every time. There's always little things, sometimes just closing, you might have started your close in your grip a little earlier and it bounces off your thumb. Happens to me frequently. Mistakes always happen, but if we can become consistent with this, we find out what works for us, where our body placement is, and then go consistent. I know for me, I go down at the single and I'm here. Right? I don't need the chucks to swing to know that this is most likely just going to catch for me. Right? That's what I want you to build. I want you to build that muscle memory, find out what works, and always do the same thing for that so that it's very consistent. Okay, so now we're going to do another one. I'm going to time myself on this one, so I will be counting on this one. Ready? Set. Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 9, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76. Okay, I got 70. I'll just round down to 76. So it's kind of in the middle of that. So 76. So I beat that target. Not as good as I did last time as well. Again, I missed one this time. So it's okay. Let me know what you got. Comment down below. Tell me what your score was for this, for your upward, for your downward. And then if you want, I guess you can wait to comment because we're gonna do gripping next. As you probably already guessed, we're gonna do 3 sets of gripping. Same way. So get ready, gripping, and begin. Remember, your goal is to beat 40. Just catch it. If you need to, you can even take this first round as kind of your practice round. Kind of get that muscle memory going again. Feel it. Okay, this is what gripping feels like. All right. Because sometimes we need that. Sometimes we just need a muscle memory refresher. I guess that's what I'll call it. But your body kind of knows it, but it needs to practice it a few times. It can't just go from not doing it time to doing it. It might be a little bit difficult. So sometimes you need a little bit of a refresher. And that's why I always count on my second one out of these 3, because the first one I know is probably not going to be as good because I haven't warmed up that specific pattern in my muscles yet. Okay, so now I'm going to count. Again, I'm going to go for 60. Let's see. You're going to go for over 40 or 50 or 60. We're beating me. Ready? Set. Get my stance and begin. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 2, 30. Okay, I hit either 62 or 63. Sometimes it's a little hard to tell when it first buzzes on me. Did you beat your target? I'd beat mine. Probably. Unless it's been going on for a while. Pretty sure I'd beat mine. Alright, so one more. I'm not going to count on this last one. Still want you to count. Try to beat your first one and try to beat the last one that you just did. Alright? Again, beat yourself. Improve yourself. Better than we were yesterday. Ready? Set. Begin. Keep it going. Push that pace. A little bit faster, you can do it. going, keep going. Make a mistake, it's all right. Push that pace. Time. It's okay if you make mistakes, right? I make mistakes all the time. I mean, during this class, you've seen me miss it probably at least 2 times on every exercise that we've done through this class, and that's okay. If you're missing it more than me, cool. I've been doing it longer than you. If you've missed it less than me, awesome. I'm proud of you. You're doing better than me. The goal is to make you better than me. Okay? I don't care if you're better than me, right? Get better than me. And then tell me you're better than me. Don't tell me, you gotta show me. I want proof. Proof's in the video. Okay, so things that we've gone over today in class. First, we started off by just reviewing our upward strikes 1 through 3, our downward strikes 1 to 2, our sideways strikes 1 to 2, and our forward and variation strikes number 1. From there, we worked on spinning, and we were trying to keep this in place as we walked all the way around it, flipping it around, and again, just working on not letting it move or cant to the side. Sometimes it does, but that's okay. After that, we went and we practiced our variation strike number 2. So we learned that one today. We brought it over, so it's that downward strike, followed by the under over, and an over the head reset. From there, we did 2 combinations. The first combination was variation strike number 2, bring it over the head, front strike number 1, upward 3, and then we had down 1 as our reset, and then we did the same thing on the other side. After that, we did 2 grips, and then an upward 2, followed by 2 grips, and an upward 2 on the other side. And we're trying to really push the pace and go fast with that one. After that, we did our speed strikes. So from what we were doing for that, was we were trying to get 65 within 60 seconds. So the first one we did was our upward strike, trying to get 65 catches. And then we did our downward strike number 1, again, trying to get that 65-second mark, or 65 in 60 seconds. And then from there, we did 3 sets of our 30 seconds gripping. Your goal was to beat 40 grips with a catch, 40 grips within 30 seconds. And we did that for 3 rounds. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed today's class. If you did, like, subscribe, make sure you comment what you got down below. I want you to do in this every class, right? Just let me know what you got. What did you get for your upward strike? What was your best upward strike time? What was your best downward strike? And then what was your best gripping for today? Every time, just let me know. Okay, and I'll remind you to do it. Just let me know. Other than that, have a great day. If you guys have any questions, just comment down below in the questions, and I'll probably get to and answer this. I like to answer questions in the comments, so go ahead and comment down below, and I'll answer whatever questions you got. And other than that, yeah, have a great day, and I will see you in the next class.